I sit back and watch my videos from look at my pictures from when I was younger or whatever, and years ago when I was younger, and it just reminds me of the fact that God has always kept me. And I know that these darn witches and warlocks be doing a lot of backwards prayers on me, where they try to send me back a year, or send me back to high school, or send me back to college, or send me back to my old neighborhood, send me back to my old apartment. But little do they know is that my life has always been decent. I have never really had a really, really horrible life, especially for somebody who's been targeted since they was a small child. I'm saying this fast because I only have a certain amount of time. But what I'm trying to say is I never really had a horrible, horrible, horrible life. Like, I have a lot of good memories. I have a lot of good things to think about. I had a lot of good things happen in my life. I have just as many equally good memories as I did probably bad memories, to be all the way honest with you. You know what I mean? And that's what they failed to understand. So y'all keep fitting me backwards and wondering, why isn't this bad things happening to her, worse things happening to her? Because when you're sending me back to these certain times and places, those times and places wasn't even that bad. You know what I mean? I was still being able to take care of myself. I still had money to sustain myself. I still had good friends who I realized now probably wasn't the best friend at the time, but I had good people around me. At least I made sure they were good people, or they were decent people. They probably wasn't the best people, but I didn't let people do anything to me or mistreat me or handle me any old kind of way. So it's only but so far people could go with me anyway, because I'm not letting nobody mistreat me or handle me or go but so far with me anyway. Not even then. Yeah, niggas always knew how to treat me. Okay, they always knew they had to treat me a certain kind of way or else. Even then, even before I was overtly targeted, you was not finna just be doing anything to me. You understand what I'm saying? So I've had good days, you know. Had very good days, and God has always kept me. I'm bragging on God right now. I'm bragging on Jesus because I was targeted even then. I've been targeted since birth. So what I'm trying to say is, some of these stories people be telling me about the things they went through in life, especially when I went to jail, and people was telling me what they've been through in life. I haven't even been through majority of that stuff. You know what I mean? I haven't even been through majority of that stuff. And that time that I went to jail was the first time I had ever been in jail in my whole entire life. You know what I mean? In my whole life, not even my adult life, but my whole life. So, like I said, God has kept me. He has pitied every one of my groans. I was always praying back then. I was a prayer then. I prayed then. I wasn't praying as much as I do now. And I was living in the world, and I didn't know as much about God and didn't have a relationship with Him the way I do now. But I've always prayed. He's always kept me. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm trying to say is God is going to always take care of His children. You'll never see the righteous without bread. Begging for bread, you'll never see the righteous like that. He always kept me. He always took care of me. He always blessed me. And I just wanted to shout Him out because I feel like the devil's children are always trying to make it seem like they just having so much more fun than everybody else. And things are just going so much better for them, even though it's not. Because I know them personally too. And I know they have bad days like we have bad days. They have bad stuff going on in their life like we got bad stuff going on in their life. They got negative stuff happening to them just like we got negative stuff happening to us. Sitting here watching Park Awards, everybody getting a ticket. And people got to go down to the impound lot just about every day. So let's stop trying to make it seem like, oh, it's just so much funner over here, because it's not. I don't even see the perks too much for real of living like that. And I remember when, I'm not gonna say no names, but my ex came out and he let me know he was a Luciferian, and he was trying to convince me to like see what was the point of it. And I was just kind of like, no, I don't get it. Like, I don't understand. How do I benefit from being like, I don't get it. You know what I mean? Stuff got to make sense to me. If it don't make no sense, I don't care. And, whenever you try to actually start making sense of things, they start trying to talk crap and make fun of you and, try to come at your appearance and how you look or whatever. But, like, the facts are that it doesn't make any sense. And I'm not going to dedicate my whole life to something that doesn't make any common sense. Sorry. I just want to give God all the glory and all the praise and just brag about God, because I feel like as Christians, we don't brag about Him enough. And how He has always kept me for my 32 years of being alive. He has kept me happy, kept me fed, kept me clothed, kept me with shoes on my feet, kept me and kept me and kept me and kept me. And He would have kept me better if it wasn't for the Satan slowing me down and pulling me back. And that's the reason why they had to get involved and had to do this and had to do that, because they already know that when you praise the Most High and you're blessed by the Lord, you'll take off like a rocket. So all the devil can do is really slow you down and trip you up, because God is in the blessing business. And I give him all the glory. Amen.